All right, we live. Good. Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no other group, period. I'm Officer Kananya. That's Officer IR. We coming to talk to you guys today about brotherhood. This is the Brotherhood Class Tuesday night. We coming to talk to you about brotherhood, current events, some things we seen in the news and in the social media that should cause for concern, and how we like to do. So maybe a conspiracy or two in there. Yeah, what's going on today is, man, same old, man. I've been seeing, even though it's snowy weather, you know what I mean. Even though it's the weather is slick and sleet out there, cars are still driving reckless. I seen more cars out on the side of the road. I seen, and some of these drivers look younger than usual. I don't know if these teenage drivers or if these, people just now getting they licenses or whatnot, but they still driving reckless like it's normal weather, like it ain't no water or snow on the ground. So just be careful for that. This the weather you want to drive for the person in front of you, and make sure all your mirrors and stuff clear, because that's a big thing too. People could be coming up on your blind side. Some people do turn in other lanes without checking their mirrors and things like that. Then you hit their car, and then they say you was in the wrong. So be careful for that. Just driving on the road. And also, throughout the whole planet Earth, the weather is tricky, man. It's more hot in places where it's supposed to be freezing at, and it's more cold in places where it's supposed to be hot at. Like my cousin and my great uncle, they live in ATL. They said they got a couple flurries of snow down there. I'm like, what? That's wild, because obviously it's in the South. Uh, the further down you go, the hotter it is. So, and also my auntie live in Memphis. She said they definitely caught some snow down there. So I'm like, oh, that's wild. You know what I mean? That's one of the signs and wonders that this place is coming to an end pretty soon. You know what I mean? And not only that, man, in New York, when we had took that trip down there, it was the weather was like in the 50s or 40s. Like that's pretty hot for New York around December, January. Like especially in New York, it's at the tip top, like right under Canada. And we know Canada will be a cold place, but New York definitely, within the United States, New York definitely a cold place between December or starting off in December. Well, I'm not sure how it is all year round, but I'm pretty sure that December, no, even the end of November or mid November, that's when the weather starts to freeze up. Not only there, here too. So if it does that here, I know it get way colder in New York. You know what I mean? But when we took that trip down there, it was pretty hot out there. Like I overdressed. I had a couple sweaters on, a coat, and everything. I was sweating like a mug. It was no snow on the ground. It was actually decent weather when we went to go help them immigrants. But you know, I want to start today's class off with the book of James. James 1 and 8. Let's get that real quick, because this is what this is what I seen recently when I had visited my sister's house recently. You know what I'm saying? Even though some of them, they believe in the Bible or whatever the case, they still continue to indulge in weed and all that kind of stuff, which is understandable. But all you have to do is try to teach them that the weed is not supposed to be smoked. It's supposed to be digested or in herbal use for healing. Cause and every time I go around them, they be like, oh, here he go with the weed bashing. I'm like, yeah, I want y'all not addicted to weed. You know what I'm saying? But that's funny, because I just thought of that. They definitely do say that every time I come around them. Oh, here he go with the weed bashing. Let's not smoke around him and all this other stuff. But it's pretty funny, but also I'll just be trying to help them, overcome these addictions. And if you ask me, weed itself is a generational curse because how is it a generational curse? Well, the people, the older generation smoked in front of the kids or whatever, smoked around the kids. Then the kids grew up to be adults. Then they start smoking. Then they start smoking in front of their kids, and then it's just a ongoing cycle of smoking weed. And then some of them defend the weed with scientific things, and they be pulling out all the stops to defend drugs. At the end of the day, it's drugs. So it's just crazy to me because I just come there with a message like, just all you have to do is just stop smoking the weed. They're like, well, or the Lord put the weed here. You know how they do. They all listen to um Chris Tucker when he first said, the Lord put the weed here for me and you. That's their favorite thing to say. Well, it's a plant. It just So I'm like, well, cocaine is a plant. All the drugs derive from a plant. So how does this make how, it doesn't matter the effects of it. It's still a drug. You know what I mean? And ultimately, it's meant for healing purposes and not to be smoked or set on fire. You know what I mean? What did I say? James 1:8. James 1:8. Let me get there before. James 1:8. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, hold on, Slocky. You have some of that fun? That's all right. But Slovakia. Yeah, so back to this little story that I had going on. I was, talking to him about how weed is a drug and how weed is meant to heal and how weed is not meant to smoke. You know what I mean? So we was going back and forth, and at the end of the day, they was like, well, you are right, but I am right also. I'm like, how is me saying weed is a drug and everything comes from a plant? I mean, every drug started off as a plant. You know what I mean? The most base form of it. Uh, the addiction, the generational curse. I probably didn't mention generational curse till now because it just came to me, but it ultimately is a generational curse because what happens? One generation smokes it, then in front of the kids, and the kids grow up smoking and not even realizing that you didn't discover this. Somebody showed you this. You know what I mean? Uh, then after that, they grow up smoking in front of kids, smoking in front of their kids. It's just a never ending cycle, right? So it's like, but you are right, but I think I'm right too. You know what I'm saying? This don't really do nothing. Then they got to going into how uh alcohol is worse than weed and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, here we go, man. You know how when somebody wrong, they always try to move the goalpost to another time. I'm like, no, we talking about strictly drugs here. This ain't got nothing to do with the alcohol, but whatever. So what I'm getting at is that they saying that I'm right, but they trying to prove they point that they're right just because they defending the drugs to the teeth. They bringing out all the stops. I'm talking about they googling, searching things. I'm like, bro, this crazy. Y'all just defending drugs to the end of the earth. Like that's just wild to me. But yeah, can you read that for me one time?
1:8.
1:8. James 1:8.
James chapter 1 verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
It's either yay or nay. You either for the drugs, all your might like they was, or you not for the drugs. You can't be in between, in the middle. That's that lukewarm stuff. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but you have to be hot or cold. You can't say, yeah, I believe you, but no. It's either yes or no, because you can't say you believe it. And so you believe everything I said, but then you go right back to it's like you don't believe. It's like you just You know what I'm saying? It's like you just being a hypocrite of what the facts that I brung out without even Googling anything. And you just, it's like, how am I put this? I think weed, so like your drugs, I think you could say weed, right? Yeah, weed is the thing that got most blacks and Hispanics in a bind because they'll defend it forever, or forever in a day, just to continue smoking that, and it puts them in an addiction state because we talked about this before. You end up can't do nothing with the before you smoke weed. Like you wake up, you smoke weed without even drinking a glass of water or something. Like whatever, without even activating your organs with water or whatever the case. Wake up, smoke weed. Go to work or whatever. On your break, you can't eat without the weed. You can't go to the movies without. You can't do no activity without. See, that's called addiction. Like, and my people need to focus on this Bible and things that are happening, like the signs and the times, because that's what so-called y'all president out there, not the ICBK, y'all president Joe Biden. His job is to okay, we know America's falling everywhere. We know America's falling, but his job is to make it seem like everything's okay, which it ain't. You know what I'm saying? We getting earthquakes in places that it shouldn't be earthquakes. We getting hurricanes, you know what I'm saying? Things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? I already spoke about this in the beginning of the class. Hot places where it's supposed to be cold, cold places where it's supposed to be hot. You know what I'm saying? The world is trembling right now. The world is about to change for you know what I'm saying, the better, because when this place goes down, then that's when we'll probably open our eyes, because what else is one of our favorite things to say? Oh, they wouldn't do that to us. Oh, that's impossible. They can't do that. But at one point we was watching the movie I, Robot, and we was like, they would never do that. But now certain jobs it's robots. You know what I'm saying? Certain states they got robot police. You know what I'm saying? Certain states they got robot dogs. You know what I mean? What else? Stuff that they would never do that to us. And also again, certain places is cashless. You know what I'm saying? Certain jobs got you having an implant in your hand where you scan the door with your hand to gain entry. Like these people ultimately want to control you and your money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what all these robots and these cashless places for, these chip in your hand. You know what I mean? They want to, control you ultimately. And I heard Donald Trump say something, of all people. I heard Donald Trump say something. I think it was today, Tuesday. It may have been Friday or sometime last week, maybe. He said that the banks, if you so called elect them, we don't participate in none of that election stuff. But I was watching one of his speeches or whatever. Some bald dude was endorsing him or whatever the case. Some bald black dude at that. And that's another thing. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but another thing, it seems like more and more blacks is getting behind Trump, like saying that they're gonna vote for Trump, and not rallying, but like, because you know how you scroll on Instagram, a couple political things come up with Trump talking. I go in the comments, it's mostly black people talking about Trump 2024. I'm like, y'all was just bashing this man for at least 2-3 years after he got out the White House. Like, he'd been out the White House for maybe, was this the 4th year? Maybe 4 years. And y'all ain't stopped talking bad about this man. Ain't had this man name been in the media ever since then. I'm like, now y'all want to vote for him? Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes I be thinking like, y'all don't know what y'all want right here. Y'all don't want Trump, but now y'all want him. It's like, man, that's that double-minded stuff that we just read about. It's either yes or no. You know what I'm saying? And that's something. Just make a decision. You know what I mean? Because you can't be double-minded. You can't be lukewarm in the middle. It's either hot or cold, yay or nay. Being like, I don't like him, but I'll support him. Like, bro, what is it? What is you gonna be? You know, and I think this year is the time to make your mind up. This year is the year the truth is coming out. This year is gonna be the year that we see what side people actually on. You know, because this, you know, we all know the new year is in April when the flower and vegetation start going, but the worldly new year started off with the truth. You know what I'm saying? Truth started coming out ruffling feathers, and that's something that the truth does. You know, and I want to say another thing about the truth. The truth trumps feelings. Like, yo, if you feel a certain way, it don't matter. It's what the truth says. It's what the truth is. You know what I mean? Because you know that's something a lot of women do too, and some men. They be like, "Well, I feel like this. Well, I feel like this." But well, what is the truth? Because just because you feel a certain way, it don't make it the truth. When you feel something, that's the feelings coming out of you. That's your feelings. So when it comes down to the truth, man, it ruffles feathers. And if it don't ruffle your feathers, it's not the truth. If it don't get you out your comfort zone, it's not the truth. If it don't challenge your discipline, if it don't challenge your, you know, I don't want to say faith, that's some Christian stuff. If it don't challenge your beliefs and your, you know, don't make you want to go do some research or ask somebody to verify what you think about this or what you think about that, you know what I mean? It's not the truth because the truth makes you want to ask questions. The truth makes you want to find out more you know, if it intrigues you enough. You know, the truth makes you want to, you know, uh, get on that straight and narrow path, and once you do, the truth makes you want to bring other people in. You know, people that you've been around who you see that's not never, you know what I'm saying? They probably not never gonna switch up their ways, but the truth make you put a little bugs in their ears and make you call out certain stuff that you see. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, the truth makes you look at yourself like, man, how can I be more truthful? How can I be more of the truth? Like how can I incorporate this in my life to be the truth? You know what I mean? And that's something that I learned too. Once I heard the truth, it made me stay out a lot of conversations that was just nonsense. It made me stop watching a lot of stuff that I watched that was nonsense. It made me not like the negative images that will be shown of us on the internet, on TV. You know, it make me not like that stuff as much and start following the truth of being disciplined, of being like, man, my people destroyed. How can I be a part of waking them up? Like my people is just entertainment bound. How can I be a part? How can I be a part of making them be more serious about, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? What's going on? Because what is going on? You got a lot of migrants coming in, taking jobs. Pretty soon, it ain't gonna be no jobs for y'all. You know what I'm saying? These immigrants, you know what I'm saying? When I say uh, migrants, I just I make a distinct. I distinguish things. Like when I'm talking about my people, I say, you know, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. When I say immigrants and things, like I'm talking about heathen nations that's coming in barely knowing English and getting these jobs over our people. You know what I'm saying? Which I got a lot of that in my slave. You know.
If I could jump on that real quick too. I yesterday I saw this news that at the Mexican border there's thousands of Russians coming in, and
You
they're
know what
all
that means?
lined up in tents, and the Mexican border facility and the border patrol, um, they're out there feeding these Russians, feeding them to the tents. They have facilities that can come down and eat, wash their clothes, you know, being taken care of. While we have Mexicans running from war in Mexico, and they're over there being attacked by, they're getting robbed by gang members, being taxed and killed by cartels. And then of course, you know, we're getting beaten down by the Mexican and American Border Patrol. And then you got these American militias that are going at night and killing
them out,
unaliving them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? While these Russians, there's a whole bunch of Russians, thousands of Russians, and also they found a thousands of Chinese are coming in as well. And those are two enemies to the United States right now. We're about to go to war with them.
Yep. So that's so heavy what you said, because that made me think it's two things that I think about that. Then it's a third that maybe coincide with that. The first thing is them Russians and them Chinamen, they trying to infiltrate. Like that's what I think when you said that. Definitely. They definitely trying to infiltrate, because what we got here, we got Chinese Hmong communities. You know what I'm saying? We got whole schools full of nothing but them. You know what I'm saying? They easily can come in and get enrolled into there. But our people distracted by what? You know what I'm saying? The internet, things that come on TV.
Yeah.
What else? Entertainment, stuff like that. We ain't looking at the things that we really supposed to pay attention to like that. And then on top of that, we not being prepared for what could happen. You know what I'm saying? Because we so distracted. Or, we not even distracted. We just something in us just love to be entertained at all times. Like we just have to be entertained. Don't want to do no research. Don't want to, prepare for anything. We just love to be entertained for some reason. And I think that they did that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Gave us the nice flat screens. Gave us the nice, and then the TVs, when they came out, they were so cheap that everybody had to get one. So gave us the nice flat screens and came out with the nice video games to really distract the men, you know what I'm saying? Especially the men on weed, man. So that's the first point. The second point is all them tents that it's like dang, because you said them tents, but they got a little facilities to come wash the clothes, give them food. They don't got none of that stuff for us.
No. Yeah.
We like when we way back in ancient times when we was on a run with that 11 bread, we got stuff like that, stuff that we made that ourselves, because ain't nobody else helping our people except the ISUPK Commander General Hana, giving out clothes, giving out food, around the United States and at the borders. Ain't nobody doing that. The government not helping our people. Like you said, they helping Russian and Chinese people and things like that. That's because it'd be an inside job to what happens here. Nothing ever happens on like attacks, so to speak. It'd be an inside job, and it'd be an excuse for us to go invade somewhere, or like they can say, look what they did. Okay, so we're about to go to war with them. You know what I mean? Just like the Twin Towers thing. That's a little conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
that's neither here nor there. I ain't here to talk about that just yet, quite yet.
Let's not forget too, just like you were saying, we would kind of think a little bit like they're trying to find an excuse to put more boots on ground at the border, because Russia has one of the strongest mobs in the United States. You know what I mean? And the Chinese.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And they're the ones, selling all the drugs and all the weapons and doing all kinds of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? But they don't point the fingers at them. All the attention is on blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans.
Exactly, like we the problem or something. Right. But y'all come in, y'all preparing these people for something. That's why they feeding them. They letting them watch. They got a little camps and things of that nature for these people. But our people, we asked out. We had to fend for ourselves. Which brings me to my third point. Like, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Machete.
No, I've seen a little bit of. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so on there, like you said, the dude was actually killing these unaliving these immigrants on there, on that.
Heathens?
Huh? Oh. Yeah, the so-called white man, unaliving the people at the border.
Oh, damn.
The so-called Mexicans that's coming in, what I'm saying, actually unaliving them on there. And it's like a comedy, but you know how they throw the truth in there subliminally? That's what they did on there, And dang, I keep forgetting to bring that movie that you said you wanted to see. I'm gonna bring that and Machete because I got that too. But yeah, actually, and then on top of that, bro, at these borders and these checkpoints, they hire so-called Mexicans and things like that. Just the people who speak Spanish, just to turn the Mexicans back around and send them back out if they ain't got their proper papers and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And that's some bull if you ask me. Like, how you gonna?
But if I could, it's not just a language barrier, but it's also like they say, like I know in California, like if you get pulled over if you're a Mexican, you get pulled over by a Mexican police officer, it's like they go overboard because they want to put themselves in position of the oppressor. They want to feel that authority and fear from the pedestrians. You know what I'm saying? So they go and Esau knows that. Esau knows like, oh man, these Mexicans are good slaves. So I'm just gonna have them just patrol our borders. So they won't blame us when we unalive them.
Exactly.
But the orders are coming down from him.
Exactly. And that's just like the so-called blacks patrolling the hood and being in the police. They trying to impress the oppressor. Right. Showing them that, yeah, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to do this for a salary, or you know what I'm saying, to show you that I'm a proud American and all this old type of stuff. When we are the same people, bro, you shouldn't be trying to go hard on me. You should be trying to go hard on these heathen nations that put you up to, like, it's wicked to put another Judite up against a Judite. You know what I'm saying? One that feel superior to the next Judite, or Issacharite that feel superior to the next Issacharite. That's wicked as hell. Because we think it, and I don't know how our brothers and sisters feel at the borders and things like that. I'm pretty sure we thinking like, as soon as they get stopped, I want, oh, here go my brother right here. But then it turned out to be a tyrant hired by the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Just to feel that language barrier, or that affirmative action, if you will. And that's crazy, bro, because that the so-called white man, he put all kind of strategies and did all kind of things to try to stay on top and try to stay, you know what I'm saying, in that position where he at right now, which is the devil that the Bible speak of. Because once, like you said, once he put our people in those positions, he could seem like he ain't. Oh, I didn't do that. That was him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't racist. That's them types. Right. He loves to point the finger over here and over there instead of taking accountability, and that's something that that's why I feel like I should never say that, but that's why I think that the so-called white man they take up traits from a woman because they avoid that accountability. Like, bro, no, you did this, so you should pay. They don't never say. They always say, I didn't do that. They did. They point the finger over here and over here instead of owning up to what they did. You know what I'm saying? Which is touch the apple of the Lord's eye. You know what I'm saying? So-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, man, they won't take accountability, even though we know it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure coming up in school, we read about all these peace treaties that they broken, all these peace treaties that they didn't keep. You know what I'm saying? We heard about the smallpox, the monkeypox quilts and blankets that they gave the native Indians. You know what I'm saying? We hear about the enslavement of the Issacharites and the Judites, you know, all across the globe, you know what I mean, from these people, you know what I'm saying? But they won't own up to it. Like who we was just talking about this maybe in Cap's class, or I think it was Jeremy Hyman class. One of the classes where they was like, they you can tell it was even racism back then, because they clipped all the noses off the pyramids and stuff like that. Like, why y'all ain't want them to see them wide noses and stuff like that? Because y'all wanted them to think that we came from slavery and that's it. No, we is a royal people that was once rulers of this nation. this nation and the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to say just this nation, but the whole earth. We once ruled this joint. I was about to say this. What's in that cup? But we once was royal, you know, the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? What happened was, you know, we wanted to start doing what the heathens do, celebrating, you know, birthdays and, you know, eating pork. And not only that, it's many other things that goes into that, but those are some of the most minor things that's fixable. Like if every Judite, Issacharite, Native Indian, what is the Native Indian called? I forgot. You know, off the top of your head, IR?
What you say?
What's the biblical Native Indian?
Gadite?
Gadite, yeah. If every Gadite, Issacharite, Judite, if everybody just stopped eating pork today, everybody just stopped eating that shrimp, crab, and lobster today, that's just a small something that's absolutely fixable that can turn it around. If everyone just start doing that, not only that, put the drugs down, you know what I'm saying? Stop the Israelite on Israelite violence, because I don't want to just say black on black crime or brown on brown crime. All together, the Israelite on Israelite crime. If that just stopped, and then we look at each other, we say, man, you not the problem. You know, so I've been living next door to you, or we've been living in the same neighborhood for years. You ain't never did nothing to me. It's the people that's from outside of here that's not me and you. You know what I'm saying? That's not of this Israelite background that's doing everything to us. And I don't want to say it like they just doing things to us, but they putting things in position to confuse us, to turn us against each other, whether it be high paying, low paying jobs, jobs period. The drugs too, because when people get depressed, they be wanting that quick fix. You know what I'm saying? So how we gonna and a lot of it's emotional too, like emotional damage, psychological damage. That leads into generational things, like, you know what I'm saying? It trickles down. Some of the problems trickle down, but if you is the start of the fix, you know what I'm saying? Whoever hear this, you are the start of the fix of the problem throughout your generations, because you can stop it right there. And that could put an end to the generational curses, whatever they may be, because, you know what I mean? Like I said, weed is the most untalked about generational curse that it is, because it got a hold on generations. Like I witnessed this, you know what I mean? I don't want to go into no details about the story, but I absolutely witnessed this. So if we could just stop these minor things, then all the heavy things that, you know, people think it's heavy, it's not so heavy once you stop doing certain things that holding you back, or, you know what I'm saying, that's unrighteous with the Bible. If you could just it starts little by little, you know what I'm saying? And I want to throw some a fact about me in a little real quick. Man, I never thought I'd be able to stop just like this. Man, I'm like, man, I'm tired. And then I'm thinking, man, it's breaking my pockets, bro. Every other day, getting a 60 ball, 120 ball of weed. I mean, I don't want to say a ball of weed. That's something weird. Spending money like that, like $120 on some weed every other day. You know what I'm saying? That's hurting my pockets. I could be using this for something else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, must have seen Cap on cross the line. Like, bro, I gotta call. Man, you got a Cap in Milwaukee? Woo woo. Like, yep. Gave me the number. I'm like, yep. 1 week is over, so we better get all this little partying that we want to do. Get us out of here, because after this, man, I'm stopping forever. I never thought I'd be able to do it, but the truth and seeing my people, and also me seeing my people go through the continuum. It's a continuous cycle of being oppressed, being you know what I'm saying, with the generational curses, in the same positions, doing the same things, and then the TV and stuff got worse and worse. Like, And then the women start dressing worse and worse because I don't know how old you is. I was a teenager about 2004 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Women was not dressed like they dress now.
Oh no, I remember in middle school, like girls were wearing some short ass skirts.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, teachers were laying with them.
I ain't never been around
school.
that.
And I know like 3 or 4 teachers that was doing that.
That was doing that to the student.
And there's a bad at the time was the ones out. You know what I'm saying?
So like it, sometimes, man, I be thinking them female teachers be trying to relive their youth when they dress like that around young kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
They be trying to get them compliments from them kids, all that type of stuff. But that's a different story. I ain't never ran into that in any of my schools, low key. I went to Madison.
That was well known. Like the PE
what state you in?
Math teacher. Huh?
Where you was living at? What city?
This was in Oregon.
Oh, Oregon.
Yeah, this was in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
And it was well known. I even know the girls that had a sexual relationship with these teachers. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and then again, it's like, why are you dressed like that in school?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then we can't underestimate these kids too, because man, we were young, but we were already thinking wicked. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but it's not like now. Like now, they got.
I can just imagine how it is now.
Especially with the type of music that's out now.
Yeah.
Especially it's a female artist game now.
Right.
And ain't no female artist righteous. Like
no.
ain't none of them dressing modest. Ain't none of them singing like they how it's supposed to be sung. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All of them talking about shaking their tail, you know, getting the money, and from men to men.
If I could too, like you know, you were talking about weed, right? Like the weed smokers are getting younger and younger and younger.
Oh, too. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about 12, 13 already getting smoking weed, going to school. You know what I'm saying? Like their brains aren't even fully being developed yet.
And they frying it.
And they're frying it. You know what I'm saying? And they're not thinking straight. And then we got these fucking teachers that are like predators, and they know that the students are under the influence. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, shout out to the righteous teachers out there that actually go to school to teach and not to be these people friends, not to be these students friends. And I ain't talking about them one of those pronoun teachers. We ain't talking about them, bro. That's them some wicked people too.
It was the teachers that had a heart. It was the ones that bad kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went to alternative school. I got kicked out of a couple schools, man. Which made me go to alternative school. You know, and them some of the strongest people.
Yeah, because they understand.
And they can get to that. They can get to that student. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes in public school, bro, the teachers don't really care. They there for the check. At the end of the day, they go home, do whatever they got to do, come back, do the same thing. Here for the check. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, some of them teachers too in public school, they looking at the student. They looking to snag one of these students. You know what I'm saying? So a bunch of wickedness.
You know, these students know that. They're also like they're playing the same game.
Absolutely.
It's wicked.
Yeah, man. So shout out to the righteous teachers out there that actually educate these kids and actually fight in the school boards, because they took a lot of stuff out of the school too, like cursive writing, like how these kids supposed to sign checks or stuff like that, how they supposed to sign their names on stuff.
Man, I wish I was taught about credit. If I would have known about credit back in the days, man, the whole ball game would have been different.
And that's something that they don't even teach us in school. We get out and learn that from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach us about no credit in school. From what I know, they don't teach them how to send letters no more, like heading. They don't teach them how to write none of that stuff from what I know. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's key to understanding language and understanding words and things like that. You have to teach these kids, man, how to do certain stuff, because how else they gonna know? You know, mom and dad working all day and all night. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we give it up to the teacher that, hey, man, we teach these kids, you know what I'm saying, at least how to read and write and do math. That's the 3 basic things that you're supposed to be teaching instead of teaching them about pronouns and what you identify as, all that nonsense, bro. That's nonsense that can't build on. It's nothing to build on that but sexual things. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because the LMNOP community ain't nothing but a bunch of sexual preferences. Yeah. People that want to have sex with this and that and that. Like, why is that in schools at kindergarten, K5? Why is these queens of drag, Salakia? Why is they trying to read to my kids up in these schools? We don't want to see. I don't even know if I can say that, but I'm saying it anyway. We don't want to see a grown man dressed as a woman reading to my kid. I mean, I wish I would see that somewhere, man. It's gonna be some smoke in the school for me. So
I can just imagine the broken hand wrist. You know what I'm saying? Like, there must be a lot of that in high school now,
man.
And the kids are still lost and confused. They're looking at them like, oh, it's okay to be that. Their parents allow them to do that. You know what I mean? He seemed like a nice guy. He's helping me with my homework.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. And then, like, to piggyback off that, man, when I was in school, man, it was just gays. I didn't see no little boys dressing as women.
Yeah, me either.
I didn't see that at all.
I seen them, but they were hiding.
I never seen that until, you know, where I first seen it on the Jerry Springer show, the Maury show. This where I didn't see it in person. I seen it on TV.
Yeah, because
Jerry Springer, the one who, you know, came first put transgenders on stage.
Damn.
You know, it was either Jerry Springer or Oprah, one of them. And then the Maury show had this one segment of, it's called, I remember it like it was yesterday, it's called Is It a Boy or Is It a Girl? But everybody dressed as women. Like, that's where I first seen that at. Like, and then in school, I didn't see that until I got out of school, like, and going into college, the little college that I did go into, you know, so I didn't see that until then, you know, and then it just started getting wickeder and more wicked.
Yeah.
Like, man, this place going down because that's against the Bible, man. That's against the Most High and what he wrote for us. It's men and women. It's not no, I identify as this and as that. No, what were you born? That's what you are. It ain't no switching up. That's like a slap in the face to the Most High, man. He put you in that body for a reason. And it's like you giving the gift back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think it is. Right. When a person try to change their gender or whatever, and I'm probably gonna get kicked for this, Salakia. I don't know if we can talk about this stuff, but I'm gonna talk about it because that's totally against the Most High. Is a man trying to be a woman and actually saying, I identify as a woman. No, you're a man because the Most High made you that way. That's a gift. You're a woman because the Most High made you that way. That's a gift. You know what I mean? And again, we going all off the topics, but this is stuff that people need to know, man, because the truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, you know what I'm saying, that every time I get around any of my immediate family, I say some truth and make them say, oh, here you go. Yeah, because you got it. You know about some truth or something that I heard that you doing wrong or something something make you say, oh, I never thought about that, or oh, here you go. Here I go. Because at the end of the day, I love my people and I love my immediate family. I'm just trying to, like I said a class or two ago, put you on what I know. I'm trying to let you know what I know so we all could be on the same page. So we all, it ain't no surprises. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't know that you knew that. Or, you know what I'm saying? No, I always thought about this. You know what I'm saying? I always, you know, was looking at it this way and that way, you know what I mean? But, you know, what's caught in my mind and had me not trying to talk to y'all about this? The drugs. Which you got to kick. Y'all kick them drugs out there, man. Put them stuff down. Then you'll be able to unlock potential within, you know what I'm saying?
I remember reading in middle school. I remember one of my friends he had a problem with smoking weed.
Mm.
He had an issue with that. He couldn't come to school without smoking weed. On his lunch breaks, he was smoking weed.
Golly, that's
this
the middle
school.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? And I can just imagine now with pills and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
With the Fetty Wap.
Yeah.
With codeine. So much stuff that came out while we was grown. You know, kids is doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could just imagine just being a teacher and seeing a kid just so gone off.
Right.
Man, there's some strong teachers out there that can pull a kid to the side, or you know, at least send them to that school nurse.
You should watch
sobering
movie,
up.
187.
What's that? When they come out?
I think the teacher Samuel Jackson,
and
he's in an essay hood, and he's trying to help one of the students because they're all a bunch of gangbangers, and he was out there trying to teach the students, but he ends up going to war with the students, and then he started unaliving these students.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's a one of my favorite movies called 187.
Okay. Salaki, y'all. You know we get off track, but it's all in good truth. You know we bringing out the truth in these schools. You know we care about the youth. We care about our people. You know what I'm saying? We just have to bring this awareness to the grown people out there to make them think. Man, look, if the teachers don't teach them nothing, you gonna have to pick up that slack too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And let them know that certain things ain't cool, no matter what the internet say, no matter what they phone tell them, no matter what the people want. Because I know kids today, they watch a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of YouTube. You know, watch a lot of segments on YouTube. Sometimes you have to go on your kid's phone, find out who they subscribe to, find out what they watching and what they being alerted by. You know what I'm saying? Find it out. You know I'm saying? It's there for you to find out. At the end of the day, these are kids, and you have to let them know the truth and steer them in the right way. Don't let nobody else tell them what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't no teacher, and I mean the righteous teacher again, none of them identify as this pronoun teachers. No, them some wicked people as well. I mean a real teacher that's here to, you know, because some teachers they got the kids, like they be utmost respect. The kids respect this teacher. You know what I'm saying? The teacher don't be too firm, but he or she be on business. And I had a couple of them teachers as well. In my school days, it wasn't the teachers, it was me.
Oh yeah.
The streets had got me. Like I was just going to school to make moms happy, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I had got old enough to say, man, I ain't going to school. And it was over for that. But but I got my GED and all that stuff. So still, kids, stay in school, man. It's not good to drop out of school, man.
Oh, well, I feel like at least 2 classes.
And I'm going. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about my personal experience in school. What really had me feeling like I ain't finna keep coming here is I didn't have no job, making no money, and jonesing and roasting was in. Bro, you come with them bummy clothes, you gonna get roasted and taxed. And if you can't roast back, then you asked out. You know, so that's the embarrassment. And it depends on where it is. You can get roasted on a playground, in the lunchroom, the auditorium, in the hallway, in front of your girl, all in front of a teacher. Like it'd be crazy, bro. But that's one of the, you know, I seen dope boys in school, like with all the freshman gear. You know, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get some of that. But then if I was gonna leave school, I'm not never coming back to this. If I leave school, I'm not coming back. You know, I'm gonna have to do this, you know, and then that's what happened, you know what I'm saying? Start getting the first gear and all that. But that's neither here nor there. Kids, y'all stay in school, man, because at the end of the day, if y'all ain't going to college off no scholarship, if y'all ain't starting your own business, these slaveries, they do ask you, do you got a high school diploma or GED equivalent? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the question that determines your wage from them if they hire you. Because if you don't, they can lowball you. You know what I mean?
That's what's going on with me. But like CDL, you were saying like before you get your CDL, pass the GED class. I was like, what is that for? What is that? He's like, well, once these operators see that GED, we'll apply you more jobs, and you'll get the first for the ones that do not have that.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope so.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Don't wait. If you don't end up getting your high school diploma, don't wait too long, because it did become harder from when I got my GED. It became harder to get. I think some of the tests, you know what I'm saying, you have to pay for, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked into it in a long time, but kids, stay in school, man. Listen to your parents, man. At least the righteous parents, man. Don't, like, that's a whole nother thing too. Some of these parents out here just be living day to day, day to day. Don't let it be a working parent that works. They just be at work all the time, like 12-hour shifts all day. They don't never get to see their kids. You know what I'm saying? Even though they got custody, they in the same house, everything. They just work all the time. They don't never get to play with them, never get to at least do no board games, teach them, you know what I'm saying? Show that affection, you know.
And I feel too, like these adults, you know, like they're so trying to live their life to the fullest because they grew up so childish that they won't take relationships serious.
Absolutely.
So now they know that they're at an age where nobody wants them anymore. So now they're trying to be wicked as hell and just live life all over again like if they were 21.
Right. You
and
know,
they got kids too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they work, and then when they come home on the weekend, they should be spending time with the kids. They're out there trying to get another man.
Exactly. You know what that's called? That's called that wall. Once I never seen, because a man can always find some type of woman, but some ladies out there, they be lonely till they about 50. I mean, they can get in these relationships, but it lasts because they can't retain them. They can get them, but they can't retain them, so they end up going from this to this to this to this. You know what I'm saying? You have to. And I really don't got no. I'm not the relationship guru or the dude to tell you how to act, but just my advice, man, stay with the men that you are with currently. Because after that, especially if they righteous, so after that, man, it's like you left a good man, or you left a great situation to go party out in the street somewhere, and you ain't doing nothing but getting older and older and older. It's like, what's the point? What's the point?
Right. Yeah, so that's why, like, even girls that are young, take your time.
Exactly.
Because once you reach the 20s, early 30s, it's like, if you were young, trying to live like these celebrities, by the time you reach your 30s, the time you should be taking life serious, like, you're already ran down.
Ran through, ran down, ran around the corner. Like,
yeah, you got too many miles.
Mileage. That's crazy. So
take your time, man.
You know who be making them move fast though? These artists. It's what they listen to, and when they have headphones, it's really in their brain. Like, it goes right to the
program.
Yeah. And what are these females rapping about these days? Y'all know. Shaking tail, selling tail, all day, giving out tail, all that. Like, there's nothing righteous about the music today. At least back in our days, they'll put it in there, but they'll put it subliminally. They won't say it like they saying it now.
The R&B back in
the R&B,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. So they'll put it in there in a metaphor, like a metaphorical, lyrical type of way. These days, it ain't no metaphor, no punchline to it. It's booty hole brown. Like, what the? Oh, how you come up with that? You so smart for coming up with that. Like, no, you are dumb. Like you, and then I'm pretty sure they know what they doing, but that's where selling your soul at come in at. Like, and when I say selling your soul, I don't mean just going somewhere and doing a seance somewhere. No, I mean, somebody come with this. Say you have to rap about this. You have to somebody come with this money, and of course it's the so-called white man because the so-called white man pays for our destruction. It ain't no amount that they wouldn't pay for our destruction. You know what I'm saying? So they come with this certain amount, but then they got these contracts. Oh, you got to rap about this. You gotta turn all the women into this. You gotta make sure you dress like this and this and that. And then if you take that money, you just signed up for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it come to be. You took that money, you sold your soul. Now you gotta talk about this, do this. You know what I'm saying? Make sure all the women Jezebels and harlots
if I could
dressing
too.
provocatively, like talking about they sexually liberated. Like, no, you're. Oh man, we can't say what I was about to say. That's crazy.
Is these contracts too, you know what I mean? Because of lack of education, you know what I mean, they're getting us with these contracts.
Oh, absolutely.
We can't read, we can't write, you know what I mean? We don't know how to do math. We can see that big check, we go blow it, you know what I mean? We don't know how to invest it.
Yep, and then we don't got the common sense to have like a lawyer present, you know, to make it make sense to us.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't have, we just see the money. That's what it is. Like they come and get some of the worst people out the hood who ain't never had nothing. 300,000, 400,000 might seem like a lot to these people. You know what I'm saying? Off top, I want the money. I'll do whatever. Where I sign that, sign without reading. And now they just captured in the industry.
I can see how you said the worst in the hood, but the way I look at it, I see like the hood is where the best is at. The most talented people come out the hood. The most good-looking sisters come out the hood. You know what I mean? We're blessed with talent, and these oppressors know that. You know what I'm saying? So they just.
When I say worst in the hood, I meant the worst mentality. I don't mean the word. I know the best in the hood. Diamonds always in the rough. Right. Rubies is in the rough. You know, you have to dig and find that. You find that. You just
polish it off.
Yeah, gold is not going to just be sitting right there. You have to dig and go find that joint. But what I was saying is the worst mentalities, because it's people that should never be on the airwaves. It's people that should never have a mic, should never have an audience.
Right.
But that's the people that they go get though to corrupt. They corrupt the youth and corrupt the women and children and men. You know what I'm saying? If you come to think about it, what male artist is a straight man, is a tough man without no auto tune, without no, you know what I'm saying, without none of that. I'm talking about a mainstream artist. Which one? What's like that? Because what you got today? You got NBA YoungBoy, he on house arrest, he dealing with the police. You got Kodak Black, he on drugs somewhere. You got Lil Yachty, he paint his fingernails.
Like you heard of my son?
Yeah, but he a little bit older though. I'm talking about the newer generation. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's raps, bro. It's like it's over with. They ain't teaching our kids nothing but destruction, bro. And that's how they want to keep us at a low state. Because if we ever was to wake up and figure out who the real enemy is, who making us do this, because don't none of us own these record companies. Right. We ain't the CEOs, we ain't the head of the table. Right. You know, we just being paid to cause destruction, to lead our people astray into a burning building, like your man's Dr. Martin Luther King said that one time.
And you know what else too is like these schools don't teach you how to be a boss. They teach you how to be an employee.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we were taught how to be bosses, we would have our own record labels and own NBA teams and football teams.
And I'm glad you went back to the school thing too, because if you really look at it, the school looked just like a jail.
Yeah,
the school looked just like a prison.
Everybody
getting seeing that too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've always thought that. I've always thought that. I remember in my freshman year, I thought there were Yeah, I thought, yeah, for sure.
The only difference is you get to go home at the end of the day because you ultimately you told they pick you. You can speak now. Stand up, sit down, get in line. Just like that.
The lunch trays, the lunch rooms.
Ultimately, but I'm not here to down the.
And then when you get in trouble, you know what I mean? It's like a fucking miniature. It's like a miniature jail.
Oh, they isolate you.
Yeah.
They put you in this back room by yourself.
You eat your lunch there.
And they bring you work. All that. Solitary confinement. So I but we're not here to bash the school system, the righteous school system, man. The one that actually want to teach our kids, you know what I'm saying? The right things, literature and, some of these music programs. When I say music programs, to be musicians, the ones that know how to play an instrument.
Yeah, spark that talent.
You're supposed to intrigue these kids, not you do this looking like you a CO. Telling kids to do being a tyrant teacher. Sit down. Every day you yelling at the kids, you ain't gonna have no voice. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Some of these schools, and I do recommend going to these open houses, man, seeing how the inside of these children's schools look, seeing what they got plastered all over school, seeing what your kids see every day, which is what is in the hallways. Because you never know, they probably got LMNOP propaganda all through the hallways and stuff like that. Well, it's good to go to these parent-teacher conferences, you know what I'm saying? Be face-to-face with these teachers.
I seen a church with an NMLP flag outside their church.
It's wicked. And then that's another thing, bro. These churches is falling. Falling.
The church was the church called Shalom Church.
What you talking about here?
Yeah,
is down Fond du Lac? Was you going down the diagonal street? I think I know where you was at because I thought that was the place.
Because it said Shalom.
It
says Shalom.
I think so.
Yeah. Like they're trying to evolve to something. You know what I mean? So they're trying to be so-called awake, but even then, like they don't got the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's crazy, man. Because me and my go ahead.
No, the church is definitely they're trying to evolve because whatever they got is no good no more.
And that's crazy because me and my we was just talking about this the other day. These churches, these mega churches, they got hella space. But you think they allowing immigrants and people inside there to spend nights and do all this? Nope. Not at all. But y'all supposed to be helping the community.
Right, and they're in every corner too.
Man, go a little bit further out. It's mega big buildings. I'm talking about from how
the outside got some big old churches.
From here to the gas station. That one outside the pawn shop. That joint is huge. You think they let immigrants in there? No, because they're not really here to help the people. They're here to take from the people and spread false doctrine, man. So y'all be careful what these churches say to y'all, man. What I was talking about before? Oh yeah, before I forget, the parents. We was talking about the parents. How on one hand you got some parents that work 12-hour shifts, not able to see their kids, stuff like that. But then on the other hand, you got parents who just as long as the kid alive, they good. Like, what is that? No, you're supposed to be feeding them intellectually. It's cool to feed them lunch, feed them this, what I'm saying? Feed them food, literally, but intellectually, sometimes you got to pick their brain. Like, hey, man, what you think about this? What you think about that? You know what I'm saying? Then that's how you get to know a kid as a parent. Then that's how you can know what direction to send them into, and what to shut down, you know what I'm saying? Because the kid gonna reveal things, kids they don't know how to use their brain like that yet, like to hide certain information that they kids. So you have to pick their brains, you know what I'm saying? What you think about this? What you think about that? I don't think you should pay attention to that because it is this. No, stop watching that because all they want to do is this. You have to shut certain things down and show certain things that they even watching is negative to them.
Right.
It's not gonna help them in the long run. And that brings me to Proverbs. Get the book Proverbs chapter 22 and 7. No, 6. 22 and 6. Proverbs chapter 22 and 6. Because if this something that if you don't do it, somebody else is gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also good. Like when they get out of school too, it's like talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
How was school? What you do in school? What you learn today? How's your classmates? You know what I mean? How you feeling in school? You know, I mean, if you're paying for it, at least know that your child is getting the proper education.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, talk to them, see if they, because some kids be super, super excited at the end of the day. Like they be, you know what I'm saying, they energy be way up. Like that's something that's good to see, you know what I'm saying? That lets me know that the school was high energy today. They didn't have no problems. That like you have to it the education as a parent don't stop when you out of school. You learn your kid, you learn their energy, you know what I'm saying? You can read their energy as well, because that's a good sign that a kid, once they get out of school, the energy, how's their energy? Is they smiling, or is they like this, or is they like this? It's different things that you can pick up on that you say, well, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
Or they might be excited to get out of school.
Exactly. Like that's a finally out of there type of deal. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I know Nick, sometimes he just be excited, like, man, this happened, this happened. You know what I'm saying? He just got so much energy. I'll be wanting to look for sports things and stuff for him, but he got real bad asthma, so it's kind of challenging. You know what I'm saying? I might want to, do some subtle sports, like get him in a chess club or something like that. Or, something that don't require a lot of running, like maybe baseball or something. You can run and stop. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But he loves soccer though. I'm like, how you love soccer, bro? You
can be defense. I was defense for. I was a really good defense
on soccer. Yeah. But don't you got to run a lot though?
Not really, because you only run up to up to the halfway field, and then you go back to your spot. Oh, okay. The people that run the most are the forwards and the midfielders. They run back and forth.
Yeah, because I always think of that because he don't like the sports that I like. Like
defense are good, because I had a bad cardio too, and defense was it for me.
Okay, yeah, that's something to look into too, because obviously he don't mess with sports. I mess with football and basketball, stuff like that where I can embarrass the competition. But yeah, he likes stuff like that, man. So I definitely and then again, like along Good Hope. I don't know if you had to see it. You went past it before. That little field that be up there, there'll be a lot of soccer going on over there. Yep. So it probably just be a matter of getting them into the right school or something like that, or the right program.
Take them to the south side, man. There's a whole lot of soccer going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well that's not Mexico's #1 sport, is soccer.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. So what was we talking about? Oh yeah, the kids, and Proverbs chapter 22 and 6. The kids, man. We want to stay in these kids mental, you know what I'm saying? Stay up here with them, because if you let them veer too much off of the wrong path, you're gonna lose them. Like and you know what I'm saying? I was and I did say that was the last little personal thing I was gonna say too. This the last thing I'm saying. I was one of them kids, man. My mom's worked a lot, so I ain't had nowhere to turn. My pops wasn't there. I had nowhere else to turn, so turn to the streets. You know what I'm saying? But for a parent that don't work that much or just work one shift at home, you have to pick your kid brain. You know what I'm saying? You have to know if he or she actually trying to do something. If not, this what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You can read that right now.
Right. Proverbs 22, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Train up a child in the way that he should go. He or she, you know what I'm saying? Which is what? Young, you have to teach them stuff like, you know, discipline, respect, what else? You know, honor, stuff like this. Because once they get older, they not going to be hearing this stuff. You have to get them while they're young. You know what I'm saying? And it was the saying when I was growing up. Put the fear of the Lord in them. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's one of the reasons why I respected mom so much. Because she used to, you know, I was scared of moms. You know, I did not want to let moms down from that wrath she unleash upon thee. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I did not want to upset moms, but nowadays these kids, you know, they don't. It's no fear. They don't have no fear of their parents, and that's something that's you have to be. As a kid, you have to make them afraid of the consequences that can happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And if I could jump in real fast, a lot of times these kids don't fear their parents because their parents are acting like a child themselves.
Absolutely.
They have no discipline.
Absolutely. You know, and that's so heavy because it goes back to that saying again, kids raising kids. Right. You might be grown, you might be 30, 40.
Age don't mean nothing.
But you a kid here, you know what I'm saying? You still thinking like a kid. You still thinking how you was thinking 10, 20 years ago. Right. Even though you 40 right now. Right. You still thinking of how you was thinking 20 years ago. No, you have to evolve that way. You have to keep elevating as you get older. And what happens as you get older? You get that patience. Go ahead.
You know what else too? I think what we feel as parents, I'm not a parent, but is trying to be friends with your child.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to respect you like that.
Absolutely.
He got to know that you're the dad and you're his son.
Mm-hmm.
So he can have so he can know his position in your guys' relationship. You know what I mean? He has to know that you're the one with the authority. You're the one that's going to punish him.
Absolutely.
Because once you start becoming friends, he's going to think that he's going to get away with everything.
Buddy, oh, this is my buddy. Right. He ain't going to do nothing to me.
Right.
What can he do? He my friend. What can my friend do? No.
We're going to start trying to be the cool dad, the cool mom.
Right. No, you got to be that disciplinary. And also, at the same time, you know what I'm saying, be that ear, be that shoulder to cry on. You know, it's challenging as a parent, you know, especially if you just a kid in the mind, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna think, oh man, this ain't gonna do nothing in the long run. Come to find out, it did do something in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Something that you missed, the slightest little thing that you missed, it affected that kid. You know what I'm saying? Then you grow up. I mean, the kid grow up and then let you know, hey, remember when you did this, or remember when you didn't do this? You'd be like, what? You know what I'm saying? I ain't never did that, you know, but I do feel that though, because I have seen it. You know what I'm saying? I have seen the neglect of other kids. I have seen you know, even some of my friends, you know, my so-called friends in the world, you know, I have seen that neglect. I have seen that well, all I gotta do is make sure that they alive. No, you have to talk to your kid, man. You have to pick their brain. You have to see what you know excites them. You have to see what they don't like. You know what I'm saying? And then after you gather all that information, you know, talk to the other parent, or if you ain't got no parent, you have to do it yourself. I mean, if you ain't got no other significant other, you have to do it yourself. Okay, assist and analyze, which way do I want this one to go? Okay, she good at, you know, this and this and this. Okay, he good at this. So I got a choice to send him to boot camp or send her to, you know, sometimes you have to have that conversation with yourself. I know that sounds like some crazy stuff.
Right.
But you have to actually, you know, conversate with yourself, meaning you talking to yourself, but you not talking. It's all a thought. You talking to that other voice in your head, which is the like I you ever seen? I'm pretty sure that you seen it. Sometimes it'd be a red man on this starter, and you have to sometimes that red man gonna say, man, that's too much work. Man, forget it. You know what I'm saying? But then that man in that white garment, he gonna say, man, think about the long run. Think about how they gonna thank you in the future. Think about how they gonna, how they gonna look, how they gonna, the things that you taught them, where you steered them. They might say, "Mom, I love you for," or "Moms or pops, I love you for steering me in this direction," or "Thank you for the support in this direction." When they get older, you know what I'm saying. You have to just plant those seeds of positivity, and like Proverbs 22:6 said, "Train up a child in the way that he shall go." Right. You know what I'm saying? Kids can't pick their own stuff. These is kids. They might think that they want to do this, but then, later on down the line, they mind change every age or every other age. I think it's every 7 years, but don't hold me to that because I'm just a
right, right, and also if I could add on to that too, is like if you got kids, don't let your slavery drain you. You know what I mean? Where you come home and all you think about how stressful your slave was, like learn how to shut that off and talk to your child. Because I remember when I used to get off of school, like there was no communication. My aunt was just thinking about business and money and business and money. So and then I noticed that she didn't really care about my schooling. So I didn't really care about my schooling. So yeah, I had a locker room, all kinds of assignments to take home. You know what I mean? My locker room just stacked with homework. You know what I mean? Because I didn't take school serious because I knew that they weren't taking my schooling serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's important just to shut off your slavery and actually put some time in with your child, man. Because,
absolutely.
You gotta know where he's at mentally.
And we're not saying do this, every day. I know it sometimes it do get tiring. Just every other day though. You don't have to keep badgering them every time. Oh, what's that? What is that? What is this? You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes kids get overwhelmed too. Sometimes kids be like, not this again. And then sometimes they go into autopilot. Oh, I'm just doing this so she won't say nothing to me, or he won't say nothing to me. You have to like I said, man, it's challenging to figure out them lines to stop it, because kids can get overwhelmed too. You just have to sit them down and let them vent to you sometimes, or pick their brain, like you were saying, talk to them, the communication. And like I said before, what I'm saying, if you don't do it, who else gonna do it? YouTube, TikTok, right. All these people that they follow that you didn't check up on, all these people they subscribe to on YouTube that you didn't check and that's another thing, you have to check their stuff. Like look into it. What they gonna do to you. They the kid.
Right.
Salakia, just I don't want to say well, yeah, I do want to say be in their business, because they are your business until you steer them. You steering them in that right direction, and then you don't have to steer them no more because they're gonna keep going that way. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, say anything until they keep going that way. You know what I'm saying? That's where the discipline come in, at the communication, the affection. Again, communication, because communication can go a long way. You know what I'm saying? Ask questions. Bring out facts of certain things. Shut down certain things that they shouldn't even be into at this age. Like you have to, um, show them right from wrong too. Also, put the fear in them. Like you have to find some way to put some type of fear in them of consequences if they do that. If you do this, well, this is going to happen. Well, if you do this, then this is going to happen. And I told you to do, what I'm saying? You have to just figure out that line or figure out a way to steer them into that right path. And then, like the scriptures say, they won't depart from it. because ultimately it is up to you to steer them, because it's the kid. A kid cannot make their own decisions. Just like it's some weird stuff going on today where uh, a kid can now go into the doctor's office and uh, consent to getting a change, a sex change. So like that's in certain states right now. Like I think it might have started in California if I'm not mistaken. Uh, yeah, stuff like that. Like that's crazy talk, because like I said, that the mind changes every so much years. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, because when you in your 20s, you do not think about how with your 30s. You do not think how you thought when you get into your 30s. So when you 10, you don't even think how you think when you 10, and then to 16, you don't when you 16, you don't think the same way that you thought when you was 10. That even shows like when you 5 to 10. When you get 10, you don't want to play with no action figures and stuff like that no more. You want the water guns. You want the pellet guns. You want you know what I'm saying? Stuff, basketball, a ball, period. You want things like that, not no action figures, you know what I'm saying? And even for little young girls, you know what I'm saying? Young girls don't want to play with no Barbie dolls stuff. They turn 10, 11, 12. Well, then when they turn 14, 15, 16, they don't want that. They want their own all the practice on. You know what I'm saying? They like, you know what I mean, like head where they can practice the hair on, and that's something that can build entrepreneurship with the kid, because they practicing on this doll. A couple more years later, they 18, 19, 20, they can start their own business, start their own hair business. You know, doing local hair for the that's very lucrative. If you a young lady in look, sewing, embroidery, that's designing t-shirts and putting images on t-shirts, sewing, embroidery, hair doing, that's something very lucrative for a young woman. You know, it's harder for a young man to do things like that. You know, a young man have to do stuff physically, like maybe start a lawnmower service, shovel snow. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. We have to do things more I wouldn't say more physical, because what I just said with the women was with the young ladies is physical too, but more outside, or more of a young man's job. You know what I'm saying? Women ain't finna be out cutting no grass. Women ain't finna be out shoveling no snow. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, women ain't finna be out walking no dogs around no corners, because don't let you have a valid type of dog or something. Somebody bigger gonna come take your joint for sure. Let you have a nice looking pit bull in the hood somewhere, and this one of them soft pit bulls. Oh, your joint gone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's them type of things is lucrative to entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, train up a child in a way that you think they should go. What you want them to go to college, you know what I'm saying? Stay in school and and go to college, live that college life, you know? Or you want them to take that entrepreneurship, because they can do both. It depends on what's the path. You know what I'm saying? What path are you setting these kids on? Because if you don't set them on no path, it's just gonna be like couch potato path, video game path. Go ahead.
If I could, most important, teach child how to keep the laws.
Oh yeah, even over this, even over this. This might come second, but the first one is what. Well, I say you can say that again too, low key.
Yeah, that's why coming to the school is really important, because it's better late than never. You know what I mean? You might come into the school, learn something that you weren't doing or you weren't raised to do, but now that you know the truth, you're gonna apply it onto yourself, and then you're gonna pass it down to your child. And being no poor, you know, being no backstab with your brother, not doing your brother wrong. You know, if you offend your brother, go to your brother alone, tell them that you apologize. You know, there's a lot of things that the school teaches that you can apply into your life And it's good, especially if a child comes to learn this early.
Early.
I think he'll be ahead of the game. Get to know the scriptures.
And absolutely, and also to piggyback off that, knowing these scriptures and laws, if I would have known back then, I wouldn't have got into so much trouble in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I know nowadays the kids been raised in suburbia. You know, it's parts where they got a much more softer life than we had growing up. And I'm in my 30s, so you know, people in their 30s, maybe I say 30s to 25 for right now, because that's still 95, 96, 97, 98. So 25 up, we was bred outside. But after that, after it started getting 24, 23, 22, 21, 20 this year, when they turned 20 this year, these kids was in the house scrolling. These kids was on computer screens.
Hand cramps.
Exactly. That's probably where the broke roots came from. Yeah, it's on that phone too much, got that hand cramp, that more cramp like this. They start craziness. But yeah, we was brought outside. We you know, and you know, interacting. We did stuff like, you know, ding dong ditch, stuff like that, you know, interacting with the kids around the neighborhood. We met most of our friends at a park somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Some of our best friends too.
Mm-hmm. At a park somewhere playing around, just playing. I haven't seen no kid playing tag yet. Just the basic tag. And we took the kids to a couple parks a couple times. I haven't seen no kids playing tag. I'm like, what this antisocial kids? These kids ain't got no type of social work in their life. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you meet the friends. You have to be social, you know what I'm saying? But what makes you antisocial is this. All day, your head down like a mother. You and you don't even hear nobody talking. You what you say? Like, bro, get out the phone, bro. Matter of fact, no phones on this trip. You have to make announcements like that before we even get to a place.
Even the phone kind of thing messes up your posture. Long periods of time going on.
Oh yeah. Turning you to an old man, an old woman at a young age, because you know, once you get too much up there, I mean, I seen a couple old people where they just bent over like this. But they ain't had no phone all their life. So it's turning the young kids into old people off top, because they be just like that. Right. And then not to mention, man, you know, the conspiracy thing, this drains your energy. Right. You know, drains your energy from the phone in your hand.
Yeah, this will hand saying something about the palms in the phone.
Yeah, because
I saw the little TikTok you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it started off with a smartwatch phone.
Oh yeah, it reads your blood.
He said if it's on top, it don't affect too much, but if it's on your palm, then it affects you. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yep. How you think they know? Like, you could just be talking about something. It could be that. It could be the energy in it, or it could be they got little microphones in this joint. But you could just be talking about something. Next thing you know, you see an ad of it. Mm-hmm. Or next thing you know you had a phone in your hand so much, now your hand hurting.
Yeah, my hand burns after a while. Mm-hmm. My hands burn because of radiation.
Yeah, that joint sucking all the pulse. It's like the Monstars, Space Jam. Right. You know how they touched the basketball and it took all their powers? That's what this phone doing. It's taking our powers away. Yeah. Low key. You know what I'm saying? I'll be wondering how this phone just automatically go to what I was thinking. Sometimes I don't have to say nothing. I could just be thinking of something and then it'll pop up on my phone. Be like, what?
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, it does take our power away. Because I think if we had more time going outside and discovering our abilities, mm-hmm. I think we'd probably be more geniuses.
Yeah, where do you think they got these superheroes from us? We are the real superheroes. Right. The Israelites, the ISUPK, the real superheroes. If we could just put these phones down for about a week, stand in that sun for a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? We probably can read minds or something. On the real.
We talking to dogs ethically.
On the real. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy to think of too, because they definitely made these phones now where you can't turn them off. I mean, you can't. I mean, it might go dead, but it's a backup battery somewhere because and they made the phones where you can't even take the battery out no more. So
right,
it's just a lot.
You know what? I think that's true. I remember I read it somewhere. See, the Aztecs had that ability where there were some type of communication with the animals. Like the Gaddaks, they were also very close with animals too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The Aztecs too. Like they were very there was like a spiritual connection between like the jaguars and you know with animals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and not
horses and stuff. Like that.
Salaki too, and I definitely seen like some old footage of Gadites or Native Indians and stuff like that walking with jaguars, like walking with animals who normally would in this day and age would attack, but they walking side by side. You know what I'm saying? They actually, I don't want to say taming them. Well, taming them actually.
They're having them respect them.
Yeah, that respect because we wasn't there to kill them type of animals. We there to we might hunt.
Esau.
Yeah, we gonna hunt some stuff like a buffalo or something, like stuff that we can actually eat. You know what I'm saying? But the other type of deal, that's Esau. They gonna hunt them. Put the head on the wall, take the fur. Sell the fur.
Right.
Now you got people bragging about having chinchillas on and jaguar skin and fox fur and all this old stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They maybe forgive me.
No, these phones are.
Oh yeah, the energy. Yeah, the energy. You know what I'm saying? And imagine a kid just having a phone like this all day, and then come to you. I'm tired, bro. You just had a phone in your hand for 4 hours. Talking about you. Where do you think your energy went to? The phone.
And you know what else too? Like, this could be a conspiracy, right? How we go to school early in the morning, right? And we're indoors most of the day. And then we come home like around 3 or 4, and then we go straight home and we go straight to the games.
Exactly.
So all that affects your child.
Yeah, and that's something that we can advocate for this year too, IR, man. More sun. So at least an hour or two a day in the sun.
Don't be ashamed hugging the tree.
On the real, because that's energy too,
Right.
Get that energy, man. Get that energy,
Right.
They done took so much stuff away from us and gave us things that's harmful to us. You know, like they like you said, hug a tree because what they made hugging the tree look like you weird.
Right. They say if you walk barefooted, you put your feet on the soil and you put your hands on the tree, that it recycles your hormones and everything else. It does crazy stuff because the roots of the tree are like nerves. You know what I mean? So they're in tune with the earth. So they're saying if you put your feet on soil and put your hands on the tree, that's gonna just recycle the EMFs and everything, or the radiation and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and that's heavy too because man, some trees be so deep you can't dig it up. You have to cut it at the base and just leave the base.
Right.
Because they so rooted in, that's that energy, bro. It won't detach from the earth. Right. It just won't, And then you got trees too that the branches fall, but then they fall into the grass and then sometimes it just grow another tree.
Right.
Right. It recycles itself, like, And to sidebar, to throw this in, I was watching Orlando Brown interview the other day, and he's absolutely right on there. They charging us for things that the Lord gave us for free, like grapes, water, grapes, fruit, vegetables, and then on top of that, they sprinkle. I mean, it's artificial vegetable. These ain't even the original vegetables that they picked. They somehow cloning these veggies and stuff like that in labs somewhere, keeping that real product for themselves, but then selling us the clone non-nutritious vegetables and fruits.
The food shares, I think that's also type of conspiracy.
Food share?
Yeah, or the free food.
Oh.
And you know, people in the ghetto, the ones getting that food for free.
Mm-hmm. You know? Low key, man, they just had a free food giveaway outside a thrift store, bro. I started to get a couple steaks, but I don't know what it. I don't know.
Because if I was East, so that would be a good way to test. People are desperate. People are hungry. Money is low. They're gonna get this free food. So let me try this. Send a batch of this stuff over here in this ghetto, another batch, and one on the north side, one on the south side, and see the, you know.
Man, Esau's wicked. He tried everything to keep us down, keep us distracted, you know. And like I was saying, I want to keep going on the fruits, you know, the GMO fruits. You know, they got grapes out here that taste like cotton candy.
Yeah,
like how you do that?
Have seeds in them too.
Exactly, seedless grapes, seedless watermelon. Like, bro, where did you grow this from then?
Right.
Or if that, how did y'all take all the seeds out without compromising the shape of the fruit? Like,
right.
People got to think about this type of stuff because this is real. It is real. It is real in Israel because we need things that bear seed, you know. So if we can just get that, drop a couple seeds in the soil, maybe we can start growing our own stuff like that. But then again, it's a conspiracy about that. I heard that it's illegal to grow your own fruits and vegetables. Where? Is that true? Here, you have to live on a farm or something. You can't grow that on your duplex.
Oh yeah, I tried to do that one time. I had an apartment, and I had my own little greenhouse. And it was right on my back door, right next to the back door. The sun was sitting right there. So you know what, I want to start growing my own vegetables. So I bought a little greenhouse, you know, and it only took about, it's probably 5 feet this way, 2 feet that way, a little small little greenhouse. And we're taking no space, wasn't bothering nobody. And then the management came knocking on my door and said, you're not paying for that land. You know, so if you are going to grow something, it has to be within indoors. But there's vegetables you can grow indoor too, though.
Oh, you need to like turn it into like some type of hydroponic-y thing with
lights.
With lights, yeah.
But natural sunlight, that's
what the plants need, though.
That's
right?
what it needs, yeah.
That lets you know was the management white, white.
Yeah, well now they're tapping into these red lights,
like beams.
Yes, that penetrate your. Yeah, there's
it's a lot.
There's a lot going on, man. But I think they're slowly trying to try to keep us indoor, trying to block the sun. They are trying to do that. The chemtrails.
Yeah, the chemtrails. These artificial clouds, like a lot of stuff. They do not want us to get that energy from that sun, man.
Right.
That's why this year, the year of the truth, man. 2024, right. The year of the truth. You know. And we have to discover these things because if they do so happen to, you know, shut down the world or whatever the case, we have to know these resources to get different energy from to grow our vegetables, to you know, regenerate, to, you know, be in tune with the earth instead of, you know, being an opposition to the earth.
Right.
And we ain't no what you call them, earth people.
Right, flat earthers.
Yeah, we not no flat earthers, man. We ain't finna, you know, we ain't about that life. We just trying to, you know, bring it back to how it once was, you know, us being in the wilderness or in nature, you know, finding resources to survive without buying them, without being ripped off with the fake things, like you said, seedless grapes, seedless fruits, things that when we eat these things, they don't do nothing for our body, but the ones with seeds in, you know, is different type of
it's nurturing.
Yeah, it's nurturing to our body, and it can help, you know, with any kind of sickness, any kind of ailment, digestive, bowel movements, make your skin clearer, just make you get more rest, make you have more energy, you know, just make you think. Like it, it's a lot, man. And like the Sabbath day prayer say they take crafty counsel, and our enemies make a tumult. Like they everything they think of and try to do that's new is to harm us in some kind of way.
Right.
Because something they bring out new later on down the line, somebody figure out, oh, bro, this joint was taking my energy that whole time.
Right.
This joint was just like I know you seen Venom, right? When Dog was like,
the movie though.
You didn't see the movie?
Nah. He was one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah?
I used to have the real masks, like those expensive ass masks.
Oh yeah.
Just to have it, you know what I mean? I had that. I had a couple of masks. Michael Myers, the expensive version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of those.
But
they were saying that Venom was like that. That Venom was from outer space, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they thought it was good, but in all actuality, you know, it was unaliving them from the inside. Mm-hmm. Like, cause the thing get hungry if it ain't biting off heads, it's gonna feed on your organs. You know what I'm saying? While you bonding with it, you could be unalive from it. You know what I'm saying?
But didn't Spider-Man get some of that too?
Yeah, on Spider-Man 3, I believe, the one with Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was many moons and many years ago. Oh. You know what I'm saying? But on that note, Spider-Man and Venom is enemies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I was saying was, I said Venom because, you know, it was unaliving them from the inside, but they all thought that it was going to be the scientists thought it was going to be a good bonding mechanism for them to go outer space and do all that type of stuff. So that's what what I was getting at when I said they create stuff that make it seem like it's good for us, but it's really draining our energy. And then now it's a new thing coming out called it's out already, but it's something that they want us to jump on. It's called the Oculus or something like that.
What does it do?
It's a video game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's like a mask. It go on your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's called a VR or something.
Yeah, the VR, but it's called the Oculus though.
Okay.
The Ovulus or something, Oculus, something like that. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna be draining your brain because it's gonna be frying your brain, man. So just be careful on these new technologies that they got coming out and that they trying to push. Be aware of things that push on us, right. You know, because some of that stuff is more harmful than it is good. You know, and some of it be a test to see if we gonna, you know, dive into this or see if we actually gonna be a part of these things that they putting out.
Right.
Because if we could stop a lot of this stuff, we just say, man, we ain't doing that. All we gotta do is say, man, we ain't doing that, and then it's over. It's over right there. Right. You know, because they test their negative things on us first. You know, then they put it out to the world. You know what I'm saying? Or they make sure because you know what I'm saying. Everything negative that Esau creates, he has to try to put it on us and make us endorse it. Because if we endorse it, then it must be cool or something like that.
You know, if I could, like, you know, Black Hispanics, you know what I mean? We come up with new technologies, new inventions. And what Esau does, he grabs it and weaponizes it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So phones could have been a good thing, but then Esau saw, well, shit, you know, I could probably use this to dumb them down. You know what I mean? Put more radiation to the phone, allow 5G, 6G, 7G. Like, I think that's what Esau does. He just finds these technologies that could be helpful for us, but then he weaponizes it.
And keep the helpful elements to himself. Mm-hmm. And then that's another thing, man. I was just about to get to a couple Brotherhood scriptures, but that's another thing. Like these apps, like you put so many pictures of yourself in there, and now you got your facial recognition. Then even the telephones, though.
All that's a wrap by now.
Oh yeah, the telephones too got your fingerprint. Some of
Yeah.
y'all got the fingerprint on y'all phones. I
Yeah.
know that. Got your fingerprint. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, facial rec on the phone, like all that type of stuff, man. It's
what
all
you like, what you watch, you know what I mean? All that.
Doing complete research on you. And then not only that, bro, these ancestry.com got you sending your DNA to Lord knows where.
I was the victim of that.
Oh yeah. That's crazy though, because you know, so they push these.
Scared to do that. I was so scared because I was thinking. I always been thinking outside the box. I was like, but what if I scan this and they find out that I have this special gene that they need, and all of a sudden I get into a car wreck, and I was afraid to put my DNA on that shit because I'm like, oh, he got Israelite DNA.
Right.
He's one of the pure ones. He's one of the chosen ones, and then experiment with this.
Exactly. That's what it is, bro. Because
they have laboratories, underground.
Yeah,
and they try all kinds of stuff
everywhere. In New York, they just found that underground tunnel under one of them Jewish places.
Right.
So that's not the only one. Trust me, they got them joints in all 50 states and much more.
Right.
That's the only one that been discovered. They like Master Splinter and the Ninja Turtles. They underneath us.
Right.
For sure.
You see the movie Universal Soldiers?
Was that the one where he was trying to when he was sitting in the water trying to he was in the water for like 30 minutes or something?
No, so there's like 5 movies. It's called Universal Soldiers with John Clement Van Damme.
No.
Oh, you gotta watch those.
What they was training them to be
super soldiers.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah, I heard of it. Dang, you just made me think forget what I was about to say. What I was about to say before that.
You said you want to have you had a couple of Brotherhood scriptures.
No. I was gonna touch on the ancestry.com. Oh, not only ancestry.com though. All these plasma places. You know what I'm saying? All these donation booths where they drawing blood and stuff from. Y'all be careful with that stuff, man.
They just want your the plasma of your blood, right? And who's the number one people lining up is
Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Right. Trust me, man. I know, man. We used to do a little workout in the buildings, but that's the old me, it's the new me.
And they pay you for that.
And then you can come up in that joint for about, I think, 4 times a week.
That's crazy.
How much plasma do you really need? Really saving this plasma for?
That's
you know what I'm saying? Because I bet you it's warehouses of plasma.
I think they're trying to see what could benefit them, the plasma, and then how to weaponize it and use it against us.
Or like these are conspiracy joints. Plasma guns.
Oh yeah.
Pew, pew, pew. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it past them at all. But
you know what? There's one of these spaceships requires plasma. So it could elevate and stuff like that.
You talking about that Hitler stuff, bro?
Oh yeah, I'm on that too. No, but there's a certain liquid that these crabs, and it's called, I don't know if it's the same thing, but it's plasma.
Okay.
It's not, they don't use gas.
Yeah, that's something to look into too, because they not only getting plasma every day from different people. It's multiple plasma centers around the world, bruh. Like, how much plasma do you really need? You know what I'm saying? This is every day from certain people. Every day in different locations. Where is all this plasma going to? It might be going to Area 51 of them to do them experiments. Whatever the case is. But you know what I'm saying? Just be aware of that type of stuff though, man. Don't be, if you're falling on hard times, you're trying to donate plasma, just stop the drugs, because 9 times out of 10 the people donating plasma using the money to buy drugs. Hey, stop that. You know, stop selling your likeness to a building you don't know nothing about. After they take your plasma, they send you on your way with a juice and a bag of chips, bro, some graham crackers or something, you know, and then you in there the very next day. Hey, stop that, man. Go find a job, slave somewhere, you know, where you don't have to, you know, donate your plasma. Because I fell victim to that a couple times in my younger days, you know. I had to, you know.
How much money you make off of that?
Man, you know, so it goes up.
Oh, yeah.
First day you probably get like $35. Second day you get $55. And then the third day, because when I was doing it, it was 3 days. You can do it per week. So the third day, maybe like 85, maybe. Then the next week, start all the way over 35. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So just look at these places, man, and think. Because this ain't no conspiracy. This is real, bro. Because what is they doing with all this plasma? They don't need your plasma, man. You need your plasma. If it's that serious, man, all you gotta do is take it step by step. The first step is to quit the drugs, man. Because I'm pretty sure that the people donating this plasma is getting the money to go buy some drugs somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, stay out of these buildings, because some of these people in the back, you know, I've been into a couple plasma places, man. Some of these people in the back, they not qualified at all. They just got the job because you can get a job. So they messing up your veins and poking on, and you bloody in the back somewhere, about to be unalive because you tried to donate some plasma, bro. So just chill out with that, man. Y'all don't have to donate that every day of the week. No days of the week. And that's not donating your plasma is saving a life. Your life at that. But yeah, man, that might be a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there's gotta be something to that.
Yeah. And then not only that, the blood banks. You donating blood, I think it's more money. You donating your blood, and then not only that, bro, sperm banks. Like it's different type of things, bro. That's crazy, and we don't think of it like that. We think
organs too, our organs. That's money right there. Millions of dollars worth.
And then this could be a conspiracy too,
right?
Why can't nobody else be in the room while they you know how you need surgery, right? Somebody might need some surgery sometime, you know. They have the person that's with you sit outside the place, sit outside the where they doing the surgery on you at. So it ain't no telling what else they took about you. Right. They could have took something else, you know what I'm saying?
Or when you pass away in the hospital.
Yeah, and they take, man, look, we probably getting too heavy for them.
Right.
We probably getting a little bit too heavy on here, but man, it ain't no telling, man, because especially, you know, what our people like to do, you know, cremation. So where is these organs going to?
It'd be crazy. The inside is all gone.
Right. Like they were showing, low key, they showed us in Bad Boys 2, bro. Right. They showed us, bro. They stashed some money in them dead bodies, Sloggy. But the organs was missing. That's crazy. Man, look, man, y'all just be aware and open your eyes to certain things that's in our face, you know, because some of this stuff you really have to think about, you know, just like that plasma stuff, just like that. And further back in the class, man, training up your child, you know, training them to see certain things and to see certain other things is negative, because if you don't teach them, somebody else will on the net or in the cloud, or some pronoun teacher somewhere that's wicked, or some devilish pastor somewhere. You know what I mean? Like just beware of the signs. Be aware and be prepared, man. This year is gonna get very crazy. You know what I mean? Definitely after that so-called Palestine stuff. Is that war still going on? Like How long do it take, man? How long do it really
COVID's
take?
still here.
COVID, new strands, like, man, just be careful, man. Believe in this Bible and come to the Bible, because this the only thing that can save our nation. This the only thing that can open your eyes to this certain stuff like that, you know. And it starts with this Bible, because once you stop living, like stop digesting certain things, stop following certain patterns of the world, other places in your mind gonna be unlocked, you know, to do more research, to start to, you know, open that other block in your mind to start seeing through the BS, because that's what it is all at the end of the day. It's confusion and BS. And it's designed to keep you down, you know. The so-called white man, which is the devil that the Bible speak of, everything that he does or that he puts out to be positive, double check that shit. Salakia for the language. Double check it or look at it from different angles, because you know, I don't know if you've ever seen that picture where it'd be a goat, but then you turn the picture upside down, it's a wolf. You know, so just look at different things from different angles. You know what I mean? Because it
looks to be deceiving.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And this ain't no spookiness. We ain't trying to spook you. We just saying be aware and be prepared. You know, mostly be aware, because we seeing things happen all throughout the earth, like we spoke in the beginning of the class. You know, it's hot where it's supposed to be cold at, and then it's cold where it's supposed to be hot at. Like it's a flip, you know, and that can be a conspiracy too, with they snow machines and they Project Blue Beam and they heart machines and fake snow. Like just to touch on these 2 points, in Hawaii they use the beam. This is just a conspiracy theory. This is the theory right here. They used a beam to set it on fire.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
But then up in New York, in Buffalo, they used the snow machine to freeze the. You remember when you remember when Buffalo, New York got hit with that snowstorm, and people cars was covered in snow. Some people was unalived in their cars. They hit that joint with the snow beam, bruh. Like they testing these machines out. You know what I'm saying? That's what hit Hawaii. That fire beam.
Wildfires too. That's kind of low key conspiracy too.
Absolutely, bro. Because who said this guy? Ain't no sun beamed on no grass,
and you know,
and magically start a fire. Too. Exactly, bro.
And then that smoke covered up the sun.
Yeah. Then another conspiracy you had, they talk about I don't know if you remember sometime last year.
Yeah.
That fire was coming from Canada, or that
it was making
Canada. Making the sky orange.
New York was dark for like I don't know how many days.
Yeah.
And then there was reports saying things were being flown from the sky.
So you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Because two things happen when you can't see the sky. Stuff flies over you, and things go under you. Because you looking up, trying to look in the sky. Meanwhile, you can't see. It's foggy. But then you don't hear them tunnels that's up under you. Just like when they just discovered those tunnels in those Jewish places. You know what I'm saying? Wickedness, man. Just all a bunch of wickedness. But yeah, so when the sky was all blurry, you know, it's two things you won't be able to look up in. Snow, or three things. Snow when it's raining and when it's foggy. When it's raining, you can't just sit there and look in the sky, because it's gonna come the raindrops gonna come in your eyes. And then when it's snowing, especially real bad like it was earlier, you know, you can't look up, because of course the snowflake's gonna fall in your eyes, you know.
Right.
But when it's foggy, you definitely trying to look up, but you can't see because it's too foggy. You know what I'm saying? Either it's smoke or just fog.
Right.
So,
and you think it's conspiracy when they tell us don't look at the sun?
Of course.
Because I heard people say that their vision actually got better, their moves got better, their sleep got better
Man, and I heard this too from RP Kobe. He said that he looked at the sun to train his eyes from. He said he missed a jump shot, some type of jump shot because a flash went in his eye. So he said he stared at the sun, and he would have been blind, bro.
Right.
Of course they gonna anything they tell us don't do, you better look into it because they said
there's a reason they're saying don't do it
because
they care so much about it.
Exactly, because they said 3 times eat 3 times a day too, didn't they?
Right.
That's obesity. You're gonna be a fat person,
and that's gonna mess up your whole organs too.
You don't have time to digest nothing,
right?
Because it takes so many hours to digest.
And that's what the scriptures say to fast once a year. Fasting is really important.
And that's gluttony too. You just eating all day. They want you to sin,
right.
bro. That's what it is. How much time we got on that?
I think we're at the time now. Yeah.
All right. With that, man, this is the ISUPK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group, period. I am Officer Kananya. That's Officer IR. Salam, Israel.